Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. Gonna be playing some Honkai Star Rail. If you'll remember from the last episode, we did some polls and we got an updated Huohua. Did a little bit of story, mostly talking, didn't really do too much combat. Off stream, I did some work in Apocalyptic Shadow and managed to get 2 stars by defeating both bosses in difficulty 4. There's no way I'm getting 3 stars though on the final difficulty. Just use up some of this experience points real quick. Game's a little laggy today for some reason.
Hey, Nicole! I'm sure I can... Gonna hold everyone back again! Give me strength! Go nutty! Time to twirl! Time to twirl! You won't get away.
And that's the end of the battle.
Time to twirl!
Oh, we do too much damage now. Unfortunate.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! You won't get away. Time to twirl! This big diamond, it's all yours!
Huh. I never thought that I would get to that point. We do so much damage that we kill the enemies before they can get weakness broken. And that means that Himiko doesn't automatically hit the next group of enemies. Only one? Oh geez. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Well, not for a little bit. We only have enough for 2 more runs. And then we'll do some pulls, and then we'll do some story.
Don't let me down.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
Humanity never conceals its desire to
You guys have noticed Tails' voice actor is different now. That seems to be intentional. I thought that was like just a weirdity, an oddity, but apparently that's like completely intentional.
It's all yours! You won't get away. Bending the rules.
Like it's in the patch notes and everything.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
It's so weird being too strong to auto-complete this with rounds of follow-up attacks.
I always deliver. Time to twirl! This big diamond, it's all yours! You won't get away. Time for a lesson. You won't get away. Time to twirl!
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Time to twirl!
I guess I've gotten too used to the phone. Shui's almost there. Max level. Alright, this was the team we were using for story. $529.17. Now that would have been a little too early, I feel like, right? Because I only just started streaming in 2017. But maybe. I actually don't know my answer to that. I know that the answer is correct. That's in the data bank, but... yeah, 2 months later. Yeah, channel's come a pretty long way. Once upon a time, I used to screen record my Wii U gamepad. Whilst I would like watch replays of my For Glory matches. And upload those. Very, very old videos. Oh, we're doing this negotiation thing, okay.
As I recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation. But he does seem to follow rules to some extent. Let's use that against him.
Speaking of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations too. According to Article 4 of the Cienjo Alliance IPC Trade Consensus, the Alliance and IPC shall never infringe on each other's intellectual property rights.
Okay. Let's use an emotional trigger.
Your logic is too confusing for anyone to follow. Maybe you should learn the art of communication from a monkey before you continue spouting nonsense?
And then let's use
Back in
Yanqing's
Autumn
identity.
Valley, you were dealing with civilian merchants where you could use the IPC's name to scare them. But this time, the Cloud Knight Lieutenant standing before you represents the will of Loufu's general and won't be intimidated by your words.
That's a lot of voice acting from main character.
Of course. I'm sure we both want a peaceful resolution.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, I want things to be resolved peacefully, but aren't we getting stuck in rigid formalities here? Even if we set aside the secrecy of intellectual property, these prototypes built by the Intelligentsia Guild are incredibly valuable, beyond your wildest imagination. If anything goes wrong, you won't be able to pay for it even with your life.
Just skip the reasoning part and resort to good old violence. Doesn't really believe in logic. I kind of want to just skip this one.
All right. We understand your position, but rules are rules, and we can't bend them now. However, we'll note down your concerns and pass them on to management. We'll keep you updated on any developments.
Besides, cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you at least call in a member of the Intelligentsia Guild to be present?
What is PM? Well, now they call it P+. It's called Project Melee. So, back before the release of Smash 4, the most recent Smash game was Brawl. And there were a number of people that were not happy with the competitiveness of Brawl, and so they modded it using some pretty interesting strategies. It involved having an SD card and put it into your save slot, and then using the stage builder. Yeah, Project M. Yeah, you got it. And so you would basically just like run arbitrary code execution on your Wii and have this completely different game using all the same information from the Brawl game. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. Like, if Smash 4 never came out, or if it came out and it was a flop and whatnot, then this would probably be a PM channel.
According to the principle of territoriality, since your vessel is stranded on the Cienjo, the Skyfaring Commission has the right to inspect it.
Indeed. According to Article 27 of the Cienjo Legal Code, all official and private goods upon entering the port shall be subject to inspection. Failure to submit to such inspection shall be deemed equivalent to the possession of unlawful items and shall be subject to legal ramifications.
We did it.
My synesthesia beacon must not be working, because I have no idea what you just said.
Simply put, if you insist on hindering the inspection, we'll have to treat the cargo as unlawful items and confiscate it.
Confiscate it? How can you Cienjo people be so unreasonable?
Hey there, Chansey.
If this were pure point, and incoming cargo posed a safety risk, the IPC would take it in for containment and disposal, correct?
That's true. The IPC sometimes makes exceptions. For example, they've always given special terms to Cienjo vessels. Well, you guys sure know how to argue your case. Fine. I'll allow you to do the security inspection. It's just that, I need some time to sort things out. This is a big deal. Let me talk to headquarters first.
So, Mr. Scott, are you just stalling for time and planning to leave the Cienjo as soon as your ship is repaired to avoid the Skyfaring Commission's inspection?
Well, IPC staff are free to come and go, as long as they don't break any laws.
Oh, who is this?
Yeah, you've got some insight there. Who are you again?
Is this gonna be Fei Xiao? That was Ling Sha.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ling Sha, Cauldron Master and head of the Alchemy Commission on the Loufu.
Could she be?
Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned here from the Cienjo Jumei.
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do, so I came myself. It's fine, Mr. Scott. If you really don't want your cargo to be inspected, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter? How can you
so nice all of a sudden? Hmm? Well, since you're not going to check it, I'll take this crate and be on my way. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, sure. Why should I object? Not only this sample, but all the goods on the transport ship are yours to keep. Like I said, we won't inspect them.
What's your angle here?
Wait a minute!
Well, that's more like it. If only the young displayed a more reasonable attitude, we could have sidestepped that altercation just now. Our ship will leave in a few days once the engines are repaired.
Your ship can leave whenever you want, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for your cargo. According to the import and export regulations signed between the Xianzhou and IPC, all biological shipments can only leave the port when they have confirmed to be of no threat, or when all biological activity expires. Since we can't determine if your shipment is safe for the environment, I guess we'll have to wait for its biological activity to expire. Let me check the previous cases. Normally, it'll only take around 47 star calendar years.
That's her angle.
Only 47 years?
I mean, that's nothing for the
Why
Loufu.
so surprised? You're still young and full of energy. I'm pretty sure you'll live a few more decades. Have some confidence in yourself.
Ha! Typical of a long-life species. Your words are dripping with sarcasm. While you may not care about time, I do. I'll be demanding double compensation from the Skyfaring Commission for every minute wasted.
Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this victory unfold.
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection.
But, Mr. Scott.
Come on, we're already in enough trouble. Just let them do the security inspection. And if needed, I can always grovel before the Intelligentsia Guild later. I'm just using my head for what it's apparently good for, right? Well, honestly, at least you're not as annoying as that woman. Bro, just do the inspection.
This lady is really something else. Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC.
Turn it off.
When an ally is like a terror group attacking the caster, will dispel it. When terror group into the caster is not attacked or dispelled, the effect will fall into chair fight state and unable to perform actions. Okay, so that's a new debuff.
Oh, how unexpected. That was a surprise.
Recount.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. Don't mess with me.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
By the will of the Ten Lords, the Ten Lords' decree, hereby ordained.
I'll free you from your disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Oh, he's tanky. Did I not crit or something? Oh, I didn't crit. That's what it was. Okay.
What a headache. You'll pay for this. defend. Crush them.
This is serious. I shall be the judge. Troublesome.
Stay put. Get that.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. What a headache. I'll free you from your disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days? That's way too dangerous.
I mean, if we didn't touch it, maybe it would have
I
activated.
had no idea about it. You must have accidentally triggered the cargo's defense program.
You had no idea about it. Isn't it your cargo?
Trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving. I swear on the Amber Lord.
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IBC guest to the Skyfaring Commission.
I'm on it. Please follow me, Mr. Scott.
Gentlemen, our preliminary inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside. Just like the craftsman feared. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
Ingenium are the monsters on the Loufu, like the wolves and the fish monsters, and also the aromatons. I think there's like a weird mix of mechanical and biological stuff. And then of course biological are they're just animals.
The core of this device is what they call wetware in industry slang. To put it simply, this machine operates with a kind of biological nerve as its control center.
I'll take some samples for the alchemist to analyze and figure out where the biological tissue comes from.
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology? Perhaps they're trying to create a new weapon?
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borison attacked the ship. No wonder the IBC were trying to obstruct our inspection. I'll contact the Ten Lords Commission and ask the judges to come and give their final verdict on this. According to our rules, all prisoners and weapons involving dangerous creatures must be taken to the shackling prison for further sentencing. After all, it's the safest place on the Loufu.
Something tells me we are not going to be safe when we
As for
go
you,
there.
Mr. Craftsman, please go with the Cloud Knights and explain the situation to the judge. I had a feeling that the IBC members would cause trouble, but I didn't think they'd be this tricky. Thanks for your help, Miss Lensha.
I should thank you for saving my life. Your sword skills were impressive. Taking down that big guy. I thought the General's retainers were all burly martial masters. I didn't expect Yenjing to be so... As for you, you must be the guests from the Astral Express, right? Saving the Loufu from that crisis. It's so impressive. It wasn't a big deal. Really. It's still early. So why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission? We could discuss your suggestions for revitalizing the commission.
I'd be happy to accept your invitation.
And you three are coming too, right?
One moment, everyone.
Wanna spar? Wanna spar? Huh? Go. Wanna spar?
Alright, I'm back. Earlier, I forgot to do pulls. So if we have enough, we're going to do that. We've got literally just 2 missions back to back. Interesting. Alright, that's fine. Let's see. We do have enough for some pulls. We have 2 more 10 pulls. Alright, let's continue on our quest. Let's see how far we are pity-wise. Pretty sure we started at 0 pity. Alright, so this is going to be 30 and 40. 30 pity. Another Misha copy. I think I have all the 4 stars now, right? 40 pity. Not lucky enough. I do like having another copy of the Moles Welcome You. Yeah, that's maybe too many copies, I think. Would rather have more Birth of the Self. Oh, actually, I do need 2 of those. Okay. So, huge attack stat increases. And then my Misha. Oh no, Misha's my last slot character. That's rough. Oh, that's kind of nice. When using the ultimate for every enemy on the field, additionally increase the hits per action by 1 hit. So if there's 1, then now it does 11 hits. If there's 5 enemies on the field, then now it does 15 hits. That's pretty good.
The one thing I
Yikes. For spoiler reasons, I won't explain why that's a sad message. But if you've been following along, you know. 24% base chance, like that's literally nothing. But I guess since there are 10 of them, then that's kind of fine. I used to really like Freeze. I've been liking it a lot less lately because the issue with Freeze is that the enemy just takes another turn. Like the next time the enemy takes a turn, it's if they're frozen, they unfreeze and then their next turn comes 50% faster. Which means that if you have debuffs that last a certain number of turns, then that's like not good for you. Because they just run out more quickly. The Alchemy Commission? I'm at the Alchemy Commission, I believe. Oh, I guess I'm not. I'm at the Artisanship Commission. This is where we had to fight our dear friend.
This is serious. Recount.
Stay put.
Assistance is timely.
Give it up.
You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength. Don't mess with me.
By the will of the Ten Lord, the Ten Lord's decree, hereby ordained.
Fiends or devils.
It's so unnecessary.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Alright, let's see. 5,000 attack. 80% crit rate, 200 crit damage. 200 speed.
I'll end your misery. Who's next? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Still, and I shall be the judge. Recount.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. What a headache.
sharp side needs targets.
I shall be the judge.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength.
Don't mess. Who's next? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
159. That's one shy. So if I only have my own speed boost from my base, from my skill, and the speed boost from Huofa, then I'm one shy of the 160 speed that I need to maximize the damage on Glamoth and my signature light cone.
By the will of the Ten Lord, the Ten Lord's decree, hereby ordained.
Now the question is, do I have any speed substats? I have 2 in my helmet. Just 2 in my helmet. I think it's fine to be 1 point lower than necessary. Oh wait, no, it's actually not. Oh. I think there's a guy standing on the on that skiff over there. I've been looking for this person for months. I finally found them. I gotta handle this now then. Yeah, I found the first one. I need to get over there some kind of way. here. Okay. Story stuff will continue later. It's a good thing I chose to walk. I would have never found this person otherwise.
Enemies ahead. Up for a scrap?
Smell of sin.
Assistance is time. What a headache. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
I was hoping I'd be able to get
Disappear among the sea of butterflies.
Hanya's
Illusions of the past.
ult up as well. The largest freight starscape in the Artisanship Commission. Nice. I've been trying to do that for forever. The other guy is here. Or was here. I don't know if I can still get to him.
Give it up. Recount.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again. Give me strength.
This team is too skill point heavy.
What a headache. Who's next?
This is serious. I shall be the judge.
A sharp scythe needs targets.
Recount.
I can do this.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength.
By the will of the ten Lords decree, hereby ordained.
I'll end your misery.
Still in denial? I shall be the judge.
What a headache. I'll free you from your chain. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Who's next?
This battle is lend me your strength.
Don't mess with me.
At least like that first turn is too skill point heavy, I should say. Once you really get into it, it's fine. Like maybe I put Bronya on the passerby set. That'd be kind of crazy. That's like some hyper insane secret tech, forbidden knowledge.
This is serious.
I'll free you from your chain. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Recount.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
She does have her signature light cone, so I get an extra skill point occasionally.
I'll end your misery.
I shall be the judge.
Who's next? A sharp scythe needs targets.
back to this spot. I wonder how I never found them before now. And I'd like to think that I'm fairly thorough. The kid's no longer there. Finally made it to the Alchemy Commission. According to regulations of the Commission, physical fights and brawls are illegal. They not only pose a threat to the well-being of others, but may also lead to serious consequences. This is the follow-up to me finishing that little side quest. All that for 5 stellar jades? I mean, all I did was just talk to 3 people. It would not have felt as bad if I had just found the stuff earlier. This is Longibus, right? Yeah, this is one of the better relic farming spots. Because one of them is plus max HP and the other one is plus speed. Both of which are very useful things.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength. What a headache.
By the will of the Ten Lord, the Ten Lord's decree, hereby ordained.
I'll free you from your chain. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
I shall be the judge.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Who's next?
The Ten Lord's favor grants victory.
Man, Seela's just so good. And she's like nowhere near her her final form either. That's the crazy part.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength.
Don't mess with me. What?
Still in denial?
Stay put. Get them.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them!
By the will of the ten Lords decree, hereby ordained.
Don't come any
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Who's next? I'll end your misery. Lend me your strength. Don't mess with it. Yeah. I'll end your misery. We shall take back what we lost.
I shall be the judge.
I'm gonna hold everyone protected.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength. What a headache. I'll end your misery. I'll free you from your chain. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. A sharp scythe needs tough.
Recount.
Assistance is timely. Lend me your strength. Don't mess with me. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them. Yeah.
Give it up.
What a headache.
By the will of the ten Lords decree, hereby ordained.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
I'll end your misery. This battle is lend me your strength. Don't mess with me. I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. You're back. Why didn't you say anything in the group chat?
This is in response to the Foxy and Haunt missions.
I'm on duty. Let's catch up later.
Try not to laugh.
Daddy, I'm warning you. I'm carrying out my secret duty. It'll be annoying if you keep cracking jokes like that. Stop hanging around here and find something better to do. Once I'm done in a few days, call up Lil Gwei and Wawa, and let's grab a meal at Aurum Alley. It's been ages since we hung out. Goodbye.
I actually do have a team dedicated to the Ghost Hunters. They're not fully built out though. Really, this should be Trailblazer instead of Hanya. This actually makes for a pretty good team. Because, like, these are two break-focused sub DPSs, and then we got someone giving energy and keeping us alive, and you know, I'm here for the super break. Do I play that now? No, Sushong isn't built. Does it matter if Sushong's built? I don't know that it does. How unbuilt is Sushang? She's level 30. Has... We can just give her Gallagher's gear. I think that Gallagher just had her gear anyway. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Gallagher's using like rainbow gear. Oh, I could also just give her, yeah, let's give Gallagher back his stuff. And then let's just give her physical Trailblazers stuff instead. Is her ultimate really that important? I feel like I should be running this instead. That's probably good enough.
Can you just give me some peace and quiet? All these years, and the view of the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed a bit. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same. For us Vidyadhara, there's nothing more nostalgic than our homeland.
Oh, yeah, right.
You're a Loufu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes, I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching prescriptions with my mentors and peers at the Alchemy Commission. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow remains familiar. Just like you, Don Hung, I traveled far from home. And now I've returned.
Welcome in,
Seeing the
Kyoto.
familiar scenery brings back a hint of nostalgia.
The view here would be even better without the ambrosial arbor.
Oh, really? I think that towering tree looks pretty impressive.
Suspicious.
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark. The Xianzhou have been fighting abominations for thousands of years. And now that the ambrosial arbor has been reborn, it's only natural for everyone to feel uneasy.
I'm well, Kyoto. How you been? Do you play Star Rail?
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit. In my humble opinion, the rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors of the Xianzhou sought immortality. My bad. Well, since you went through the entire ambrosial arbor crisis firsthand, Dan Hung and Lieutenant Yan Qing, I'd like to discuss something with you.
I mean, we were there too.
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up all the old grime in the Alchemy Commission. Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible. I'm looking to remedy this problem, but was wondering if you could provide any insights.
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. I can't really say much about a remedy, but I do have a piece of advice, Miss Lingsha. The Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Loufu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties, Miss Lingsha, changing the situation within the Alchemy Commission may be quite challenging.
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out, maybe you should discuss it with the general.
I see. Thank you for your valuable insights. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy Commission. Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, Vidyadhara are still only mortal beings. 30 years ago, my mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end, she was framed and exiled to the Jumi. I was also implicated and had to leave the Loufu.
Interesting.
And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
There's a lot of stuff that was in there. So the Cauldron Master. Now that is the person who ended up being the leader of the Sanctus Medicus, whose name escapes me at the moment, but she is the blind woman. I think that her official title was the Cauldron Master. She was certainly at least the leader of the Alchemy Commission. So I wonder if she came to power because of this. And that actually makes it pretty ironic that that this ended up happening, because her master, her mentor, was the leader of the Alchemy Commission and was in charge of guarding the ambrosial arbor. And then Jing Yuan exiled her. And then the person that was put in charge in place of her ended up being part of one of the disciples of the Sanctus Medicus, and ended up reviving the ambrosial arbor. And now all the generals are on the Loufu, basically interrogating Jing Yuan, saying maybe he actually was implicated and actually meant to have this happen. Maybe he's actually trying to seek immortality.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself. Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yin-Jing? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
At our age?
Lingsha, you're back! I've been waiting ages for you.
Yun Li's back.
brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Yanqing.
What a small world. You stole my sword. Give it back.
I see. Let's skip the introduction part then.
Why do I keep bumping into you? Are you stalking me or something? Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yuli, I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all the time in the world to wander around without returning my sword.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword. It was you who lost focus.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming. But you're not taking the hint. Don't people from the Juming know you're supposed to return what you've borrowed?
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be taken away again in a few hours. You know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield, that's a whole different story. Flying sword.
Fine! You don't have to give it back because I'll take it back myself!
Between these two, who do you think is tougher, Don Hung? Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious.
Get ready to separate them.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since you don't approve, I won't draw my sword here.
I didn't mean it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead of each other?
Clearing out some abominations? Sounds boring. It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to ask me twice, Miss Lingsha. I'll help you get rid of them.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave?
If Lingsha needs anything, I'll gladly draw my sword and help her out.
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So then, shall we get going? Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here. If you want a contest, I'll be the referee. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins.
Lingsha, as always, you're still an expert in making unpaid work sound so noble and grand.
It's for your own good, little Yunli. While you desire to compete against each other, I don't want to see either of you getting hurt.
So I'm gonna send you against some abominations.
Master.
So, are you both ready?
Oh, I get to actually use Yanqing here. If that's going to be the case, let me make him a team. Not allowed to see. Just gonna make sure that everyone has the right stuff. Alright, maybe next time you'll get your thing going. Sushong. Today's not your day though. Didn't I give something else? Oh yeah, I was going to move Gwenithan's light cone with Kafka's for the break, but that's okay. I'll leave it for now.
Like my let me say it again. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins.
Hey, they're attacking combat.
Be careful when you draw your swords and make sure you don't hurt each other.
Can we start now, Lingsha?
Oh, this is kind of clever.
The dice have been cast, Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
I actually have to take this somewhat seriously.
Bladed flight. Low risk, high reward. Liquidation.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Time for sword play.
I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to his sword to actually have some skill.
That's so unfair. Like, how am I supposed to compete with that?
It's such a shame to see you misuse your sword like that.
Strike with heart. This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. How many can you block? We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Bladed flight.
Watch your head.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
No dirty tricks of mine.
Time for sword play.
The dice have been cast, Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Strike with heart. You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
Bladed flight.
And I don't even, he doesn't tell me what light cone he's got. Let's see, speed boost plus 10 for 2 turns remaining. Where is that from? I think he has river flows through spring.
Steady. How many can you block? Strike with heart.
This battle is unavoidable.
Watch your head.
Lend me your strength. The market is unready. Nothing in victory means playing the long game. Down to earth.
Hedge your bets. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
A one-time in. Bladed flight. All in. Lend me your strength. Time for swordplay. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them. Strike with heart. Swords descend.
I think we tied.
I win, Monsieur.
Okay, I win, apparently. I don't... Very lucky.
You got lucky.
Yep, I agree.
Why don't you just give me back my sword, sincerely apologize, and then go cry your eyes
Alright, that's a bit
out
much.
your
You literally
grandpa?
won by the skin of your teeth.
Consider yourself lucky that I'm not interested in your rusty sword, as I don't have the nasty habit of snatching other people's weapons.
All you did
Way too far.
was chop down a few monsters. Don't get carried away with yourself. If you think you can just take this sword from my hand, go ahead and try.
Huh. With her finger? No way.
However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will.
You know, I was really looking forward to Yanqing winning the first on-screen battle ever, but we had to wait a little bit longer. He still has only taken losses his entire career that we've seen.
I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the Loufu is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yuli and I, we were just sparring.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Feixiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady? Feixiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you are...
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Loufu, too.
She's so
Of
cool.
course, everyone has heard of the great general, known to all and unbeknown to none.
Great General. Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Loufu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
The lacking general and the dozy general.
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet. I'll defeat you fair and square next time we fight. This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fei Xiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Lingsha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jing Yuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general has to pay their bills. We don't do that here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
The dragon lady is Bailu, by the way.
You can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air. Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Loufu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Loufu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognizing this fact reveals the true measure of power. Thanks for enlightening me, General.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing, thanks to your translation. You made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get used to it.
Are you treating General Jing Yuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Loufu. You think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
Her condition?
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you.
Cure?
Actually, I found some leads.
Well, life and death, Jiao. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
She's got some kind of disease, but it shouldn't be Mara struck because she's a Foxian.
Hey! Was that the Yaoqing general who just dropped in out of nowhere? Oh, she's so awesome!
It's so true.
I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack with ease.
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yun Li is quite impressive, you know? That aura of heroism and grace. It almost makes me want to learn Xianzhou swordplay.
Imagine that.
You think so too, right?
I agree. General Fei Xiao is indeed impressive.
Well, I was actually hoping you'd give Yanqing some praise.
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony. I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there, seeing General Fei Xiao's skills today has made me feel a bit uneasy again.
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me and Blade, putting life and death aside. With that mindset, you can prevail against most challengers.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danhan. By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jing Yuan wants to invite all of you to the seat of divine foresight. He has something important to discuss.
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the Yaoqing and the Juming.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Fei Xiao and Huaiyan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos in the Loufu before the war dance.
Extractor cleaned to your Starskip service? Look no further.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Is that... let me just think here. So burn, shock, and fire kiss is already 3 debuffs, so I actually don't necessarily need to also have defense down. So then would I rather have higher energy regen? I think that I would.
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder White. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you. These 3 braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Vantilia, and uncovering the conspiracies of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please, feel free to ask us.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Hu Xuan. She's been summoned to the Yue for questioning. There are a lot of doubts within the Alliance about this whole situation.
So UQ is another one of the ships.
But despite all that, I believe in you.
So assuming Loufu.
Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats.
Yao Ching,
Quintet, each with their separate
UQ.
ways, despite the many criticisms within the Alliance, the Marshal still stood firm against
High
the
Cloud
dissenting
Quintet.
voices and entrusted the Loufu to you. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in the Lhasa, rescued the Xianzhou Yue from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by the denizens of abundance. I still remember those battles vividly. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. They haven't achieved anything of their own.
I really hope Hua Yan becomes playable. That requires him to live through this story.
I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
But usually writers are not kind to grandfathers.
General Fei Xiao of the Yao Qing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance.
No. I am too.
This old man's words always catch me off guard.
He's investigating, but he wants it to be accurate.
The document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei Xiao's questioning. No need for that. You're all important witnesses. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony and understands the situation he is facing. She mentioned it
Ooh,
because she
the Marshal
believes
is
both
female.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder White. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal's orders?
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Fei Shao's? Whether there's any discord between us? Well, since I'm being open and honest with you, I encourage you young folk to do the same. As for the Ambrosial Arbor premises, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Shao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance. Yes, it's this case right here. There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the war dance. The main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. The host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Loufu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony, I thought the High Elder of the Loufu would be the Ringmaster.
You humor me, Elder White. The healer lady is just a young lady who knows nothing about martial arts. How can I assign her as the Ringmaster?
I've no match to you when it comes to joking.
What's this box for? Why don't you open it, General YN?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, a precious sword will be delivered and stored inside. I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Zhuming's craftsmanship. It has a legendary history, full of heroic tales from foreign lands, tales that are too detailed to be summarized in just a few words. Since the delegation delivering the sword hasn't arrived yet, I'll just leave the case here for now. I've been wondering who would be worthy of such a sword. And then it hit me. I can award it to the champion of the Ringmaster's Challenge. The ceremony's champion is sure to be a perfect match for the sword. Moreover, I hear that Yan Jing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the Loufu as the Ringmaster. So it seems like a perfect gift for him.
Thank you for your generosity, Elder White.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
You've got confidence, my girl, but I don't think you can best Yan Jing.
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that ultimately chooses its rightful master.
Yeah, and even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in someone else's.
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested, why don't you represent the Xianzhou Juming and challenge me in the ring?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's gonna come out on top. It could be me, could be someone else. It'll probably be me. But whatever happens, it won't be him. Not to be rude or anything, we've been watching their drama. I'm dying to find out who beats who.
Quiet down. We have other guests here. I've prepared this sword to add some excitement to the ceremony, not to have you two squabble. It's not a good look for the Alliance. While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember there can only be one winner and one loser in the ring, which could lead to hard feelings. Naturally, I have an idea. We don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you.
I was thinking that.
You're eyeing that prize. You need to work together. I want you to take on an apprentice who will take part in the war dance and win at least one match.
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, it's even more so to pass on your skills and spread the way of swordplay. I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance by displaying their Cloud Knight flair and prowess.
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome. The question is, whom should the two of them take as an apprentice?
Huh? Who? Wait, me?
You did say you wanted to do the stuff.
Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your sword fight, so I thought, why not teach her the art of swordplay?
Oh, wait. Are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie. You really think I can learn it? Well, you'll probably realize I have no hope in picking on me. That'd be so embarrassing.
Isn't this a perfect chance for you? I remember you mentioning that you wanted to learn some sword moves.
Whoa, actual voice lines.
Did say that. But this is all happening so quickly.
Trailblazer is so talkative.
Miss March is like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be shaped. The war dance is the perfect opportunity to see what heights she can reach.
I appreciate your kind words, General YN. But won't teaching me swordplay be a waste of Yanqing and Yunli's time? They should be preparing for the ceremony.
Teaching is basically the same thing as
I
learning.
heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something slip while teaching me? If everyone knows each other's tactics, won't that make it hard to catch people off guard during the war dance?
You don't want to rely on surprises.
Mark 7. But don't worry. It'll take you at least a decade of hard training before you can even start learning special moves. No need to freak out. A few zooming swordplay tricks will mean you'll be more than equipped.
Really?
Looks like March's curiosity has been piqued.
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just one move? How boring would that be? Plus, what really decides a swordsman's fate isn't some special move. It's the solid fundamentals.
So Miss Yunli has already agreed. What do you say, Yanqing?
General, I haven't graduated yet. How can I be qualified to teach swordplay to others? So you're admitting your defeat, huh? If you're not even confident to teach, why don't you let me be the ringmaster instead?
Yanqing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years. It's about time you looked at swordplay from another perspective.
I see, General. Then count me in.
Now that Yanqing has agreed too, it all comes down to Miss March giving her nod.
It's up to you to make the final decision, March.
Time for you to become the best swordmaster on the Express.
I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never missed my target. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness, General YN.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yanqing and Wu Li will teach you the basics of the Cloud Knight's sword head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it as a little initiation.
You're too kind. Oh, wait, you're giving me a gift? Shouldn't it be the other way around? General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off topic. How did things even get to this point?
Yeah, I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss. But how in the world did you, Lee, and I suddenly become Miss March's swordplay mentors?
Because General Huayan wants us to stick around on the Loufu for some time. But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other tourists who may leave at any time. Since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Loufu's operations log were given to the Alliance, he probably wants to see firsthand if we're as capable as to report claims, or if we're just some made-up excuse to save face. And he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why he even dragged Yun Li into this. What began as a simple contest between two sword masters has now evolved into you two collaborating to mentor March.
Elder Huayan is still that tricky general who likes to give everyone a headache. My apologies. To be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses. I apologize for not disclosing this information earlier. In the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have. So please, be prepared for the meeting.
Don't worry, General. No matter what happens, I'm prepared to stay here as the Express's witness and answer any questions.
Thank you, everyone.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden, but as the Loufu ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war dance.
I know.
The illustrious Merlin's all waiting for me, and for so long too. It's quite an honor. It's been a while, General Fei Xiao.
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukon?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yaoqing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Loufu's Rainbow Orbit Fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? It really does feel like a lifetime ago.
It's only 30 years, though.
Well, I wouldn't
Wait, 30
say
years
I've seen
ago?
you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell resonance system every day. So I'm well aware of your great feats. How's your health holding up?
So 30 years ago, someone from the Loufu Alchemy Commission was exiled to the Zuming along with Lingsha. Also 30 years ago was some like space battle between, or not between, but with conjunction of the with Fei Xiao and Yukong.
Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle?
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again? Was it Pichu? Or Katyo?
Jiao Cho.
Jiao
He's
Cho,
been my retainer
okay.
and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself to managing my condition. It's thanks to him that I'm still in good health today. Given my background, I'm happy to have made it this far.
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. Well then, since you and Elder Hua Yan are here, I imagine you must have received orders from the Marshal? As your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of the Loufu?
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear the resurgence of abominations, much like what happened.
Much like what happened 30 years ago. Okay.
Although the reports from the Loufu explained all the details, we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded, or how exactly the Stellaron Hunters and the Astral Express became involved. This puzzle has many missing pieces. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. This time, she has brought along an outworlder and a coffin, claiming to offer the Marshal a method to fight against the Eons.
I should do those
The
quests.
Loufu Preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglect of the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the exiled Imbibitor Lune to re-enter the Loufu, thereby unlocking the lunarescent depths within Scale Gorge waterscape, which in turn disrupted the Vidyadhara's dutiful watch over the ambrosial armor.
The Loufu Preceptor. Who is that? I mean, it's true, Jingyuan did enable the exiled Imbiber Lune Dan Heng to re-enter the Loufu, and he did unlock the Scale Gorge waterscape in order for us to fight Fantilia, and then he almost died in the process. I guess he didn't almost. No, I think he did almost die in the process.
It is for these reasons that I have come here to the Loufu today. Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an uninvolved person, but since we once fought together, I didn't want to keep you in the dark. Perhaps pretending you didn't hear any of this would be for the best.
I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I know I shouldn't be defending General Jing Yuan right now, but... well, you know how I am. The Loufu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lune, much of which can be attributed to General Jing Yuan's masterful strategizing. Unfortunately, for long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all previous achievements, a moment that our adversaries relish.
That's true. And that's why I'm also here for another purpose. To visit Hule.
Hule?
Hule? You mean that Hule? Boris and Warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
700 years, okay.
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos. I can't quite remember the exact wording, but yes, the very same Hule.
Usually,
Another playable character or a boss?
The Xianzhou Yaoqing Skyfaring Commission visit him once every century. Why do you have to visit him now, of all times?
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free their kin. That werewolf monster is to be forever imprisoned in the dark recesses of the shackling prison, facing unending retribution. Given the situation on the Loufu, those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine visit every century is no longer sufficient to ease their concerns. That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
all bad news. Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way, I found some clues about the thing you asked for. Tell me more. The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no cargo.
Is this the search for Ting Yun?
However, someone had already been on the scene before we arrived. Our people? Or someone from the IPC? No, neither.
Oh?
Yukon. Have you heard of a person named Ron May?
I'm still feeling sleepy. Did I oversleep? Where did March and Don Hung go?
I wonder if there's an event for Teletron swordplay.
His upper limbs could be split into 2 pairs of limbs, and it fought while wielding 4 thermal blades. That kind of sounds like a centaur mixed with like that character from Mortal Kombat, Gorgon, with 4 arms. The Transcendent Flash ran her sword through its life support device. Who is the Transcendent Flash?
I wonder if there's an event for Teletron swordplay.
Oh, Jing Liu's probably the Transcendent Flash, right? Do I have the data bank up here? I do. Okay, I reconfirmed that. I knew that that was the case, but I have reconfirmed that I have all the 4 stars that exist. I think this is the Transcendent Flash.
There you are. It's an honor to
Cloud Knight swordplay, so you can participate in the war dance and defeat at least one opponent. I'll do my best, but if you break your master's rules...
Is it too late for regrets? I'm already regretting my impulsive decision.
Honestly, I'm not sure what I'll do either, because I've never been a teacher before. So, Miss March, please behave and don't skip classes. Or complain.
You need to toughen up and train her properly, Master Yenching. Don't go easy on her.
You're so heartless. By the way, where's Yunli?
I found a quiet spot in the back garden of the Palace of Astrum for our first lesson together.
Seriously? It's the first day and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Loufu so laid back? So disappointing. Master Yunli, you're already here. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Oh, wait. Were you trying to teach her in secret? That's sneaky.
I'm just showing you what Loufu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice, but it's customary for the master to personally escort their apprentice to the place of learning. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Loufu swordplay, after which she'll emerge victorious in the war dance ring. You won't be complaining about Loufu swordplay then.
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how we Ju-Ming sword masters treat their apprentices. Quickly, over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you. I hope you put it to good use. What's this? Xianzhou clothing? It's so beautiful! Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements. I even added some small accessories. I put a lot of thought into it. You're awesome, Master Yunli! See? See? How can you compete with me? I'll teach March 7th the essence of Ju-Ming swordplay so she can win the contest with my sword skills.
Actually, I've prepared something too.
Huh? You have a gift for me too, Master Yenching?
Since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords overnight.
I feel like Yenching's gift is a lot better.
Craftsman to customize the swords for you. But I did my best to choose ones that look nice and are suitable for a beginner. I hope you
Like,
like
she's
them,
learning
Miss March.
swordplay and he gifted her actual swords.
Thank you, Master Yenching!
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you, Yunli?
The real competition is just getting started. I'm so lucky to have two great masters. But why does it feel like things are getting a bit weird? So what do you think, masters? Does this outfit suit me?
She still has the little flower iconography.
I chose it carefully. It's perfect for beautiful young swordswomen like you and me.
Alright, let's get started with the training. The person next to me is a Cloud Knight instructor I brought in. For your first lesson, try exchanging a couple of moves with him.
Wait. We're having actual combat training for the first lesson? Isn't that a bit too intense? Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. The first thing we're going to do is see just how strong your fundamentals are. Come on, step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
Okay. Who did I used to have here? I don't remember who's usually in this slot. Oh, Tengen. That makes sense.
This place is so warm. It's like a giant furnace.
Oh, tours from Cold Planet. She's from Euro 6. Talking about Geomero. Maybe Geomero is a generic term for all the ores within random planets. Yeah, it extracts the heat from the core of the planet the ship is dragging. So actually, I didn't realize that the Loufu actually tows a planet.
This place is so warm. It's like a giant furnace.
Alright, let's try to get a little bit further into our story. We're gonna be ending pretty soon. We're already over the 2-hour mark. I think that it's fine to bench Tengyun here. If I were to replace anyone, it would probably be Kafka. This is fine. I like this.
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery. Come on, step forward and...
All right, let's get started.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Then I apologize in advance, Miss March.
I could take 10 of you. Please have some tea.
Pay close attention, Miss March. Loufu swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements. Strike with heart. Right on time. Practice is over. Swords set.
Ignore him. Strength is everything. Strike! Yes, yes, you like this?
Well done. How many can you block?
Bladed flush.
Right on time. Time for swordplay.
Ready to shine. Yeah, awesome. With Loufu, I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Strike with heart.
You'll make good practice. Time to show you what I can really do. Azure dragon, white tiger, eating less carbs. Watch this! What are you mumbling about? Isn't this sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool? Strike while the iron is hot. Rock shattering slash. I'll melt it all down. To earth, it descends with might. Blade in flight. So, how many of my moves can you block? Ha! Time for some sword play. Strike with heart. You'll make for good practice. Practice is over. Swords descend. I get it now.
Okay, so I wasn't supposed to do that. I should have basicked and then used my ultimate.
All right, check out this move. I'll melt it all down.
Hey there, Littopia.
Clouds, it cleaves a path. I didn't expect the first lesson to be so intense.
Miss March's quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practicing Loufu swordplay.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit unfocused. But don't worry, it's totally normal for beginners. Once she starts practicing dooming swordplay, she'll make heaps of progress.
Given the situation, I believe Miss March should start by working on her footwork.
Seriously, do you actually know anything about swordplay, or what?
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require agility. So what's more important than footwork?
Instead of focusing on her strengths, we should address her weaknesses. The drawback of wielding two swords is not generating enough force. What good is being quick on your feet if you don't have strength? It's not like we're dancing here.
Skilled sword masters know how to play to their strengths and work on their weaknesses. Start with what you're good at, then tackle your weaknesses. That's the right way to learn.
You're quite the theorist, huh?
Theorist? You claim to be able to talk to swords. So what does that make you? A lunatic?
Hey, it's only my first lesson, and you're already arguing. Come on, calm down, masters. I'll have to improve both my footwork and strength anyway, so it doesn't matter which one comes first.
But it does matter. Just listen to me, March 7th.
Aw.
Thus begins the journey of March 7th sword training. A little rough and rocky start. Nice. How's it going? It's going pretty well. May as well figure out what I'm going to give her as a light cone. I don't really have that much leveled up. Do I do follow-up attacks? I give her Ratio's light cone. He's not using it. Oh, hey, Lobster. What is this? What do you... How is there a thing that I don't have? Oh, it's the hunt. Okay, this is the hunt trace material.
You can never have enough skills. Let's train some more.
What is this? The mystery man. Yeah, you gotta love it. I am really hindered here. I could convert all of my blues into purples, but I need some greens anyway, so... And then what relics will I give her? Hand-me-down follow-up sets, looks like. Crit rate and break effect. Sure, why not? Oh, I don't have enough hand-me-down. How unfortunate. That's funny. So the statistics are actually the recommended gear, or is it just actually based off of other people giving their characters that? That confirms it. I was wondering how they were figuring that out. Will it even give me recommended gear? Okay, it will technically give me recommended gear. What it ended up picking for me? HP body. I mean, this is fine. I do kind of need to go back into the relic mines and work on this anyway, because I really want my Zheng Yuan to have a better body piece. He's got attack percent as the main stat, and he could do so much better if he had crit damage. Like, even though he's using an attack body piece, he's already at 6,400. And it's actually a little better than that, because when he uses his skill, his crit rate increases by 10%. So he's really at 7,100, which is pretty decent. So he should get a crit damage body. And if he does that, and he needs just like one crit rate piece, or like, I guess he'd be at 67, which is fine. 67 plus and 150 would be pretty good crit ratio. Do I even have... Okay, I have like really nothing. Oh, okay, I have a little bit of something. Do I upgrade this now? I don't think it's worth upgrading because I'm just going to $36 to $75. That's so sad. And she doesn't even get crit rate either. It's all crit damage. Crit damage by 10. Crit damage by 8. Crit damage by 5. So maybe I actually don't give... I should check to see whether she has follow-up attacks. Increase their speed. And then you either do bonus damage or you increase your toughness reduction. Gains up to 1 point each time they use an attack or ultimate. So she does not do any follow-up attacks at all. So then what I think... So then why are people suggesting this as their thing, though? Oh, there it is. That is so not worth it. That is so terrible of a suggestion. 4-piece is definitely the wrong thing to do here. So maybe it's supposed to be like a 2-piece. Honestly, I think that the best set for Hunt March 7th is probably going to be Musketeer. Increases attack and increases speed and increases basic attack damage. I don't think that I have anything that's actually useful here. This one's pretty good. Crit rate, crit damage, effect res, break effect. Speed, crit rate, crit damage, but it belongs to Welt. HP, attack, and crit damage. Having speed would be pretty nice here. Speed boots on this. Attack and crit rate with some speed. And having the ultimate makes sense somewhat. Like if that's her most damaging thing. But I would probably work on Arena. Increases their crit rate and then increases their basic attack by 20% because, you know, she's going to be basic attacking very often. Or if I get crazy with it, Glamoth. So just get to a high enough speed and then deal 18% on everything. I think it's biased towards what's more available. More people are using stuff that's they have on hand. Duke Infernos available in chests. True. This isn't good because I don't use follow-up attacks. Can't go wrong with her to space station. Izuma would also be pretty nice if I put her with Hunts, which I probably will, because I think that I'm going to use her with Topaz or Sela. So that puts me at 50. So then I think that this light cone is a no-go. I think that it's going to have to be this. So that gives me 86. Or not, 76 crit rate. For occasionally, basically. She'll need a crit rate body piece for sure. Which she has. I just need to upgrade it. Okay, so that's fine. That's pretty good. So I need to have a better headpiece for her. And then gloves. Man, that's so good, but do I really want to take from Welt? I haven't really been using Welt for a while. He was like the main character I was using to get through Swarm Disaster and Golden Gears, but I've already finished all that content, so I haven't needed him for anything lately. Oh, effect res. So I should probably replace Story March 7th with my own March 7th, right? Even though Story March 7th is probably better than mine. Yeah, I'm not even allowed to look at them. So no matter how often the allies attack, you only get one charge. So you just have to attack more often. So really, it should be Kafka as the Shifu.
Dear Hime
Well done. Let's call it a day. Miss March's sword skills are really coming along. She'll hold her own just fine in the war dance.
Perhaps I might have a shot at beating both masters in the ring?
They would burst out laughing.
Get real. You've only been practicing for a short while. How could that possibly happen? With your talent, Miss March, if you dedicate a few more decades to training, you might eventually be able to defeat Yun Li.
Decades? But I'll be an old lady by then. No, no.
Can you believe it? March 7th has actually become a pretty decent sword master in such a short time. Now I understand why Grandpa always had a grin on his face while training me. Are you sure he wasn't laughing at you? Oh, shut up.
It's all thanks to your amazing guidance, masters.
Miss March, you're really getting the hang of wielding dual swords. If you're keen on advancing, trying out different Xianzhou blades can improve your touch.
Let me see. Which sword is the most powerful? Single sword? Great sword? Or maybe a flying sword?
There's no such thing as the most powerful sword. It's all about the skill of the sword master. Yanqing wields several flying swords, while I only wield one. But remember how I kicked his butt at the Alchemy Commission?
When Fei Xiao stopped both of your attacks with one finger.
My butt. Second, you'll never kick my butt. Third, how about we settle this right now and see who kicks whose butt?
Take care, Litopia.
Yeah, I'm up for that. And if I kick your butt, you'll drop out of the war dance. Deal?
Why are you two arguing again? I thought things had been improving between you lately.
There was talk that the leading disciples of the Loufu and Juming generals were supposed to face off in the war dance, but for some reason, they suddenly teamed up to train an apprentice of their own. Turns out, the rumors are true. Tomorrow is the big day of the war dance. Shouldn't you two be focusing on honing your skills instead of teaching swordplay here?
You're... Oh, that's right. You're the pink-haired fox from the Yaoqing.
This is Mr. Jiaoqiu, the healer working for the general of the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Ah, got it. So, you're the participant...
Not just working for, that's the retainer of.
...of the Yaoqing, and you were trying to sneak a peek at our training?
Sorry for the misunderstanding. I don't know anything about martial arts. I'm just here on the general's orders to take care of some official business. I didn't mean to interrupt your training. I'll be on my way.
If you know nothing about martial arts, why were you smirking earlier?
Well, my curiosity got the better of me, I suppose. When I heard Miss March's pondering about what to learn, I couldn't help but wander over. From my professional experience, cleavers, slicers, chopping knives, and carving knives are all just tools. Kind of like frying, sautéing, boiling, and deep frying in cooking. They're just ways for people to show off their skills. How you use them really depends on the ingredients you're working with. It's like your sword teaching methods. If you align your ingredient, in other words, your apprentice's natural tendencies, with the right cooking method, by which I mean the teaching method that best suits her, she'll make double the progress in half the time. For example, golden eggplant tastes best when fried, cloud peppers when stir-fried, and yellow boulder beef when simmered. It's all about discovering the nature of the ingredients. Apprentice.
The illusion of choice.
All this talk about food is making me hungry.
Aren't you a healer? Why are you talking about food?
Well, it's just a metaphor. The medicinal school I follow on the Senjo Yaoqing is called the Rancha School. It specializes in food therapy. So it's only natural that I know a thing or two about cooking.
So, you're the General's cook?
I'm a healer. But anyway, a cook who isn't interested in health doesn't make for a good advisor. Fine. Call me a cook if you want. Seeing the way you're looking at me, it's obvious you think I'm just some feeble academic who likes to blabber on about martial arts. But, in reality, I know a thing or two about killing. After all, the art of healing...
Why would you just offer that up freely?
And death.
Yeah.
Why is this guy suddenly getting all serious with kids?
Do you recognize this bottle of medicine in my hand?
Never seen it.
This is called tumble dust, an extract from an exotic flower named Yabra.
Ugh, is it poison?
Well, it depends on how it's used. With just one drop, it's able to numb a patient's body during surgery, making them painless throughout the entire process.
So yes, it's a poison.
Increase the dose or the potency, and it'll slow the metabolism, making the blood thin and resulting in the loss of all senses. Even long-life species cannot escape its effects. This thing can save lives or take them. It's more powerful than the swords in your hands.
That may be so, but still, I prefer settling things with a sword than, you know.
Huh. Looks like I did get you all wrong. You're not a feeble scholar, but a sinister and despicable one.
Hey, why the insults all of a sudden? I'm just sharing some medical knowledge here, not persuading you to poison anyone.
Seems like you get real excited when talking about poison. I can't tell if that's an honorable thing or sinister.
Picture this. Two individuals. The one standing is full of malice. The other lying down is honorable and righteous. How can the one who's lying down label the one standing as sinister? In the throes of combat, where life and death hinge on a singular moment, every idea fades into nothingness. The only thing that matters is staying alive. Surviving the battlefield reshapes all notions of worth, be it integrity or treachery. In my eyes, their significance is negligible.
Perhaps you've underestimated Yunli and me, Mr. Jiaoqiu. We may be young, but we've seen our fair share of war.
Well, then you should know that the war dance is nothing more than a contest. So why are you so focused on it?
When I was appointed as the ringmaster for the war dance, I asked the general, we Cloud Knights are supposed to charge into the fray and slay enemies. Why do we have to swing swords in a ring just to please an audience? And this is how the general replied. To unsheath your sword in a ring is no different than on the battlefield. your sword reveals the might of all Cloud Knights. The War Dance is the perfect chance to showcase martial virtue and forge alliances from all over the cosmos. When we unsheath the sword without drawing blood, we not only display our might, but also the martial virtue of the Cloud Knights.
That's quite an insightful statement, Chi. Well, my apologies for being so short-sighted.
I feel like he just got social engineered.
But I haven't had the chance to see the ceremony venue for myself yet. Hearing you speak so highly of it has piqued my curiosity. Would you mind showing me around?
He's giving up information about the purpose of the war dance.
Let's go! I bet you Lee and Miss March haven't seen it either, right? Well then, I'll give you all a tour.
Are we really going to be able to see it? That wasn't in the patch notes.
Surviving the battlefield reshapes all notions of worth, be it integrity or treachery. In my eyes.
Can you believe it? March 7th has actually become a...
Is that how I was training? By whacking and defending against the little aromaton here?
Let's go. I'll give you a tour of the Sky Splitter.
It's still part of the Stargazer Novalia.
Looks like a lot of other visitors have also come to catch a glimpse of the Sky Splitter.
What's up, Mr. Jiaoqiu?
No, it's nothing.
Do you see that airship in the distance? That's the Sky Splitter, the venue for the War Dance ceremony.
It doesn't look all that impressive from this distance.
The Sky Splitter is actually a decommissioned Loufu military vessel. People aren't allowed on board until the War Dance officially commences.
Oh, so we aren't going to go there right now. I like the Yanqing is visibly attempting to be mature even though it goes against his every instinct. Yeah, when Yanqing or Yunli are interacting with anyone other than each other, they're actually like pretty serious and pretty cool people. It's just that they both become very bratty, specifically just against each other.
Tomorrow, when the bell rings and the ceremonial cannons roar, I'll be there representing the Cloud Knights of Xianzhou Loufu, standing in the ring, ready to take on challengers from all over the cosmos. Since I was a kid, I've been training in swordplay and the art of war under the general. Every day, I'd swing my sword 10,000 times, and then thrust it 10,000 times, repeating the process over and over. I understand that I'm not like other kids. I never envied the toys and freedom they all had. I never found sword practice boring or hard. Even in the thick of battle, facing down savage abominations, I never felt scared. Each day, I could feel myself getting stronger and stronger, and I racked up countless victories. It's the best feeling in the world. But then, I faced a really tough opponent, and just one slash shattered my confidence into 1,000 pieces.
He's talking about Jing Liu here.
I felt true fear for the first time. Maybe that's what Mr. Jiaoqiu meant by life and death hinge on a singular moment. Every idea fades into nothingness. After that, I had to pick up I continue to fight? Is it to reclaim the joy of victory? To meet the General's expectations? Or to secure my honor among the Cloud Knights? While the General could teach me the art of swordplay, he couldn't teach me why I should keep on going. He said the reason must come from within myself. I've been struggling to find that reason. But after talking with you, Mr. Zhao Chao, I think I already have that reason in mind. As a member of the Cloud Knights and the General's apprentice, I've had a weight on my shoulders. And I know there's still more to shoulder. But when I wield my sword, it feels like I'm letting go of everything. I love the feeling of giving it my all, facing any obstacle in front of me, pressing forward. That's why I wield my sword.
Oh, Yeti. So young, yet so grown up. By the way, how old are you exactly?
I'm
Age
guessing
doesn't
like
really matter.
100.
All sword masters will understand how I feel.
I get it. Looks like all the kids on the Loufu live tough lives. So, how about you, Miss Yunli?
It's not polite to ask a girl her age, no matter which Xianzhou ship you're on.
I'm not asking your age. I'm asking if you have a dream like Yanqing has.
Actually, no. Yunli's dream.
You sound more like a TV host or something.
Need I repeat myself again? I'm a healer.
He's a spy.
Well, I don't have a dream like Yanqing does. The only reason I'm participating in the Ringmaster's Challenge is because I made a promise to my grandfather that I'd win the precious sword he's contributed to the war dance.
I don't know if they're going to talk about this here, but in the YouTube videos, the Celestia Myriad trailers, which are like animated shorts for all the different characters and stuff that happens outside of the story, basically what happened is her father was a forge master, and he created a bunch of demon swords, and something happened that they didn't really explain, and he's dead now, and all of his swords have kind of scattered all over, and Yunli has been dedicating her life to gathering all of these swords, mastering their use, and then like exercising them and getting rid of the demons that are within them. I say demons, but they're like Heliobi. There's like a in-universe way, but it's still the same concept basically. They're possessed swords. So that's kind of her motivation as far as the animated shorts explain. I don't know, like they usually don't talk about the Myriad Celestia stuff in the game itself. It's like kind of like reading the Star Wars novels. It's just like additional universe information that you just have to know. So what happens after she exercises the sword? Is it just good after that? I mean, it may destroy the sword, or maybe it's the sword that she uses, and then she just goes on and finds another one. There are like a lot of swords out there for her to get rid of, because, you know, Xianzhou natives live a long time.
Sounds like that mind of yours is just filled with swords.
I bet you've got nothing better on your mind.
Okay, they are going to talk about it a little bit.
Was a craftsman on the Xianzhou Jumi. Because of his foolishness, many innocent people fell victim to the cursed swords he forged. Since I was a kid, it's been clear to me that not everyone deserves to have a weapon in their hands. Giving them a sword is no different than being cruel to the innocent. So, whenever
I come across someone unworthy of a sword, I can't help but want to take it away from them. Given that Yenqing is the war
Okay,
dance
they
ring,
mentioned it in passing.
I'm stepping up to challenge him. To ensure the precious sword doesn't fall into the hands of an unworthy master.
Hey, what do you mean by an unworthy master?
I see. It's not easy for kids on the Juming either. Well, it's better to have a reason for wielding a sword than to be lost and confused. I've saved countless Cloud Knights in my life. There are plenty of exceptional warriors, just like the two of you.
What happened, Mr. Jiao Cho?
Oh, nothing. I was just reminded of some old friends and old tales. Judging from my professional perspective as a healer, both of you possess remarkable vitality. Your energies flow like raging fires and mighty gales. The upcoming fight will definitely be impressive. Well, we've seen the Sky Splitter and toured the Stargazer Navalia. I guess it's time to say goodbye for now.
Now that I have all the information that I need.
Leaving already? But you haven't asked me about my dreams. I've been working hard too, you know.
You've been working hard
It's
for a
getting
week.
late, Miss March. Unlike you lot, I'm a grown-up bound by responsibilities and duties. The tasks entrusted to me by the General won't complete themselves. By the way, Yenqing, is it normal to have so many people wandering around in an automated area like the Stargazer Navalia?
Actually, this is a restricted area. But since you're all guests, I made an exception, so you can take a look around.
Oh, he's getting tricked.
I understand. Well, I'll take my leave. I wish you both the best
He
of
gave
luck
out
in
so
ring
much
tomorrow.
sensitive information. I mean, technically they're all in an alliance, right? So they're not supposed to be enemies, so to speak.
Seriously? I just spent so much time thinking about my dream, but he didn't even ask me.
Now that we're done with our tour of the Sky Splitter, shall we continue with our training?
Why don't we take a day off?
A day off is the last day.
You want to secretly practice swordplay by yourself? Dream on.
You know cramming before a fight never works out. For some reason, seeing the Sky Splitter has boosted my confidence. So, I've decided to conserve my strength for tomorrow. Alright, I'll take you out of the Stargazer Navalia.
Is this a new area? It is a new area. Well, may as well look around and make sure that there's nothing here. There probably isn't, because that would make it a missable treasure chest, or interaction, or achievement. Oh, she's got some movement on that. Did she really say Shing? Oh, this isn't necessarily new. This is where we caught up to and fought Kafka, but it's missing like the what's it called? It's missing some things.
Oh, just shut up, Red Fang. This is not a beast ship. I need some time to take care of things. You willingly donned the skin of a lowly beast to join this mission, dedicating yourself to our glorious cause. And now you're telling me you can't handle it? Do you realize how many ships we need? I'm doing my best, all right? It takes time to figure all this out.
These are all literally wolves in sheep's clothing?
All eyes will
Or
be on
fox
it.
skin?
That'll be our only chance. How's that? Who's there?
Borison.
Who are you guys?
An impromptu inspection. Why are there outsiders loitering in Stargazer Navalia? And a bunch of kids at that.
Hey, kids. Didn't your parents ever tell you to stay away from the Stargazer Navalia? I know it's an automated facility, but it doesn't mean you can just break in and do what you want.
First of all, I'm an adult. Second, I didn't just break in.
Yeah, we flew here on a starskin. Like, whoosh.
Well, I'm not trying to tell you off, but this place is off limits.
He's playing dumb.
You know?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Everhunt Plains.
Everhunt Plains? Yeah, sure. The big sis will take you there.
Shua, you should have let me. Shh, the overhaul is done, and everything looks good. We should leave.
Could you repeat what you just said, Yenching?
Never.
What did I say?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Everhunt Plains.
Come on. Can't you read the room? Something is definitely off about the three
He says that, but he
just
still
met.
blushed.
Yeah, anyone could see that. I just wanted to hear you say it again. That pink-haired fox tried to say something. I'm pretty sure he sensed something fishy. Since he's not familiar with this place, he just dropped us a hint. But you didn't seem to be paying attention at all.
So that sniff that he did, I guess because he's a cook, he smelled that they weren't actually Foxians. And him saying, is it normal for there to be so many civilians lying around or wandering around? Was him saying, I don't trust those people off in the distance, I guess.
I knew that from the beginning.
That Cloud Knight didn't recognize Master Yenching at all. That's really weird.
What? Is he famous on the Loufu or something?
Not even the Cloud Knights on the Jumi, who all know my glorious name, might recognize my face. You have a point.
A Cloud Knight, a member from the Skyfaring Commission, and a craftsman. They're from various departments, and the reason for the overhaul seems legit. But one of them blurted out some weird language just now. Did you hear that? I have a feeling that if we secretly tail them, we'll definitely catch these guys in the act.
I think they're already done with their
But
act.
be careful not to blow our cover.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts. Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into one. No one will notice.
Literally everyone would notice.
Cut the theatrics, Gulak. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans. So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Also, don't forget to take those crates with you. Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared. Otherwise, we're screwed.
So, are they smugglers? What exactly are they up to? I have no clue. They seem to be moving those crates. I've got an idea. We can hide inside the crates and follow them.
Ugh, it's so cramped in here.
I can hardly breathe. Just hang in there.
Oh, there's no lifting. That makes sense.
Let's just put the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships. Lord Mocktalk said that as soon as we're done, we're to board the freight skiff and leave this place.
Don't worry, I've changed the shipping schedule. You two, come with me.
Isn't just me. I keep smelling that stench of lowly beasts everywhere we go.
Don't be so paranoid.
Looks like they're planning to escape on the skiffs in Stargazer Navalia. They keep talking about their plans, but where do they come from? And what do they want to do on the Xianzhou?
They're definitely up to something bad. Wait, they disappeared. Let's catch up to them.
Tread softly, breathe quietly, and make sure to keep an eye on them. Hide out of sight as soon as there's any sign of activity. Did he spot us? Quickly, hide!
I should be caught here.
Don't be so paranoid. We're running out of time. Get over here.
Shuhart, I'm coming!
They're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly! What are they up to? They're all wearing official uniforms, but I'm pretty sure they're not members of the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, or the Cloud Knights. This is way too suspicious.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them. That way, if they do anything bad, we'll have solid evidence against them.
Mark's solution to everything is to take a photograph.
Look at this. A freight star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men. I'll let the others know. Have them prepare more star skiffs. Once we're past the checkpoint, there will be beast ships waiting for us. Lord Mocktalk is ready. The revival of our ancient bloodline. All hinges on this operation.
That should be a good time for you to step in.
What did he just say? Beast ships.
Who's there? It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot! Wipe them all out!
Orson?
Adusa! Die, you lowly beast!
Ah.
Dare attack me?
Thanks. You're too good to me.
Not enough skill
Time
points.
to say bye. Boom.
I can take 10 of you.
Stand still.
Don't throw the game. Happy New Year!
Dare attack me? Get down!
Here you go, Master. Time to show you what. Oh, come on! Let me fight! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. Watch this!
Yeah, I should probably level her for a little bit more.
Stay put! Get down!
Say bye to breathing.
How is this possible? How did these Boxians change their appearances like that?
It's okay. It's lore accurate that March 7th trained for a week and is still weaker than everyone.
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borison, just like the bandits I defeated on the IPC ship.
Wait, that means
What kind of trick did they use? When we were tracking them earlier, they looked just like normal Sancho Foxians.
Wait, that means that that one character that looks kind of cool enough to be a 4-star might actually be a Borison instead of a Foxian? Oh, man.
it's not just a simple disguise of wearing our clothing and shaving your whiskers. They're somehow able to alter their appearance to be indistinguishable from Foxians. They even have official IDs for the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, and even the Cloud Knights? Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clues. Lujun, officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Ah, wait!
Oh, yeah, Lujin.
What's the matter?
I encountered a patrol officer named Lujun before. It was a few weeks ago when we were transporting the Borison prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
They can forge official identities and move around the Xianzhou without raising suspicion. Oh,
He did
no.
say he was
This
from
is
on the
bad.
front lines and was recently came back.
Even worse. If you find one cockroach on the Express, it usually means
Infestation.
There are more Borison hiding on the Xianzhou. I bet their plan is much bigger than just stealing information. We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
my. 3 generals? A 3-way deadlock?
I'm glad to finally meet you in person, guests from the Astral Express. I'm Fei Xiao, the general of the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Let me introduce our guest to you. The one dressed in green.
He's the reincarnation of Imbibitor Lune, and the person behind him is the newest member of the crew.
Oh, she knows
I've heard a
everything.
lot. Outside the reports from the Loufu, the Skyfaring Commission of the Yaoqing has also gathered plenty of information about both of you. I've been eager to meet you face to face for reasons that I'm sure General Jing Yuan has explained, right?
Well, I don't want to lie, and don't want to give up that Jing Yuan has actually done this, so we can just say that, hey, you know, we're guessing on our own that you're here about the Ambrosial Arbor.
Straight to the point. I like it. According to General Jing Yuan's report, the Ruin Legion is to blame for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. And
Kinda.
all Arbiter Generals should pay attention to the Ruin Author's movements.
All they did was
Over
just
the
give the
years,
Stellaron to the
destructions many
disciples of the
wreaked
Sanctus
havoc on
Medicus.
countless worlds, and the Alliance has been keeping an eye on them. But no one expected them to join hands with the remnants of the Abundance. The damage caused by the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was far less severe than expected, which is good news for us. However, it was quite different from the Ruin Legion's usual style of destroying life wherever they go. While I trust the bravery of the Divine Foresight and the Nameless, I'm curious about some details missing from the report. I'd like to take this chance to have an exchange with both of you.
It's actually kind of interesting that she's the only person that calls them the Ruin Legion, or that we've heard call them the Ruin Legion. Everyone else has called them the Antimatter Legion up until now. When we first fought them on the Herta space station, while they were here on the actual Loufu, on Eurilo 6 as well. Other cool things. I actually thought it was pretty awesome that they destroyed by just giving the Stellaron to the disciples of Sanctus Medicus and destroying the faith of the social hierarchy within the Xianzhou Loufu. So like Vantilia's destruction was a lot more cerebral rather than just like going in and just killing people, which would also be a way of destroying. But they let the people destroy themselves and their wills from within, which is just so cool. And I really shouldn't be rooting for the Antimatter Legion, but their approach to destruction was unique, and so I had to appreciate it.
Let me be clear. The questions I'll ask might not reflect my actual thoughts, so please don't take offense if any of my questions seem a bit harsh.
Please go ahead, General. But keep in mind, we can only answer based on what we know. And perhaps you already have the answers to your questions in your heart.
You have a clever tongue. I like it.
Both her and Don Hung have that little ring of red around their eye.
Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jing Yuan wants us to be honest. Maybe I'll just stick to the facts we know.
Let's cut to the chase. Before the crisis struck, the Astral Express was guided here by a Stellaron hunter, a wanted felon, in an attempt to resolve the Stellaron crisis. However, everyone in the cosmos knows of the Stellaron hunter's reputation. So, why did you place so much trust in them? Could it be that some of you have a connection with them?
A lot of this is the truth. So we didn't necessarily trust the Stellaron hunters when Kafka first showed up, but we basically decided, regardless of their intentions, there's a Stellaron, and as Trailblazers, we had to destroy the Stellarons. So I want to answer this first one, and that's also kind of number two. Like, we're the good guys, so that makes sense. I don't even know what this means. Raise her suspicion about your relationship with the Stellaron hunters. Like, I don't know what that even means. And talk about Elio's prophecy. Like, we do know about that, and that would be the most truthful, is talking about that. Like, oh, the Stellaron hunters told us that Elio's prophecy involves us, we're helping the Loufu and all this other stuff. But that's like the villain's hearsay, although we also have the Matrix of Prescience to back up our claim from Fu Xuan.
Apart from the Loufu, there are many other worlds suffering from Stellaron corrosion. For example, Eurilo 6, the world that the Express stopped at before reaching the Loufu, was one of them.
To the Express, Stellarons act as roadblocks on the Silver Rail and pose risks to the warping process. And that's why dealing with Stellaron issues is part of the duty of the Nameless.
Ah, I've heard about those problems caused by Stellarons. The Express connects various worlds, so it makes sense for you to take care of this. The cosmos is a mess, and the Trailblazers are just doing their best to fix it. I understand. Let's move on to the next question. The report suggests that Don Shu, the master of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, colluded with the Lord Ravager and used the power of the Stellaron to resurrect the Ambrosial Arbor.
That is true.
But here's the thing. Don Shu was just the chief alchemist. Even if she colluded with our enemies and summoned the Stellaron, how did she manage to bypass the Vidyadhara guards around the Ambrosial Arbor?
We don't know.
I personally met Don Shu once. Her closest friend was killed during the war on the Fanghu, and she harbored deep hatred towards the Hunt. So she spent years making preparations in the Alchemy Commission in order to take revenge on the Xianzhou.
Revenge is also a form of the Hunt. However, that doesn't explain how she managed to bring the Stellaron into the Scale Gorge waterscape, which was guarded by the Vidyadhara.
Yeah, I actually don't know the answer to that, so I couldn't answer.
Well, you should ask Don Shu herself for the answer.
Can she do that? Didn't we kill Don? Did we kill? No, I think she escaped right before the events of the of all of this. I think she's in prison right now, in the Shackling prison.
Unfortunately, Don Shu is dead, and even her corpse has crumbled into ash.
Okay, so that's not what happened. She is dead, apparently.
According to the report, Lord Ravager Fantilia is the mastermind behind the entire conspiracy.
I mean, technically, yes. Not really. Is she the mastermind? I think is just an opportunist.
She disguised herself as an ambassador of the Skyfaring Commission and traveled with you, only to vanish without a trace later on. It seems too convenient to label her as a scapegoat.
I mean, don't remind me about Tingyun dying and then disappearing mysteriously. Let's see. Yeah, that was true. That might be true. I think that's also true. And this is also true. So it really shouldn't matter whatever we say here.
I was there, fighting Fantilia alongside General Jing Yuan. But she absorbed the power of the Ambrosial Arbor and gained an almost indestructible physical form. Perhaps that was her intention all along.
So, a pawn of the destruction wanted a flesh and blood body to live in. Interesting. That's quite a new perspective.
Well, is that not normally how that happens? I actually don't really understand the pawns of destruction. Although, the Duke, what's his name? Ifrit, is a Heliobus, and Fantilia, also probably a Heliobus, as the way that she took over Tingyun's body, that is. And the only other one that we've ever fought was the Doomsday Beast, which probably is not a Heliobus, but could be.
Oh, it seems that your answers have addressed all my questions. Generals, I am finished with my questioning.
So, what do you think, General Feishao? Have the doubts in the report been cleared up?
The two nameless have been honest in their answers. Even though there are some tricky details, my intuition tells me there is nothing wrong. However, the three questions I posed earlier were not just for the nameless, but for you too, General Jing Yuan. First, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus grew uninterrupted on the Loufu, yet the six charioteers were not aware of it. That was a dereliction of duty.
Yep.
Second, you believed in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy and entrusted outsiders to solve the crisis, even granting them access to the plague mark.
Also
That
technically true,
was a
yeah.
dereliction of responsibility. Third, you insist on holding the war dance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, putting the Loufu back in the spotlight. That is a dereliction of wisdom.
Merlin's Claw. Is this your line of thinking? Or the Ten Lords?
The
From
Ten
the
Lords,
moment
who
I
are
walked
those?
in, I made it clear that the questions I'd ask might not reflect my actual thoughts.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were deeply rooted and had been plotting for a long time. I admit it was my negligence for not noticing it earlier. As for the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy, I didn't believe all of it. In the end, the Loufu did survive the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. So, I think it's safe to say that Elio's prophecy about the future holds some merit. And as for the war dance, do you think I'm unaware of the risks? However, risks can also be opportunities. The Loufu has lain low for too long. I believe it's time to stir up the dregs hidden in the depths and wash them away once and for all.
Just as I expected from our sophisticated divine foresight. You have a way with words. I like it. But, unfortunately, ever since the report was submitted, the Alliance has been filled with rumors and speculation. Even within the Loufu, there are people accusing you of neglecting your duties, resulting in the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection.
So what are your thoughts on all of this, General Fei?
Arbiter General, I fully understand the difficulties of this position. Personally, I think all these rumors are meaningless drivel. Across the sea of stars, the Divine Foresight knows better than anyone else what happened on the Loufu and the meaning behind it. Just as what happened on the Xianzhou Yaoqing recently.
What happened there recently?
The Xianzhou Yaoqing is also...
The scouts of the Verdant Knights have sent back reports that Borisin are making trouble again. The Borisin packs that were once divided and scattered have started swallowing each other up, forming larger and larger packs. Moreover, there's an entity named Mongoose behind it all.
An entity?
According to the report, this entity isn't actually a Borisin. It's a woman claiming to be the messenger of the Master of Immortality. She's described as having 12 faces and 12 pairs of fangs.
Sounds like Ventilia.
As cruel as poison and as elusive as quicksand. The Borisin believe she'll give them a chance to rise again.
That's Ventilia.
That's right. You're lucky that I'm the one who came this time. If it were the Patina Justice or the Seer Strategist, this conversation might not be so friendly.
Okay, so those are the two more of the generals, two more of the 6 generals. So we got Jing Yuan, Fei Xiao, Hua Yan, and then Yao Guang and Yu Wu. Wonder what ships they're part of, and when we get to meet them.
I've always had faith in my instincts, so I don't doubt your good intentions. But the Alliance has its fair share of questions and doubts about the Loufu. So, my plan is to come up with an acceptable answer to satisfy the Alliance.
What's in this plan, General Fei Xiao?
General Jing Yuan, you already know what has to be done. But since you don't want to be the bad guy, I'll take care of it for you. You need the final word from the Ten Lords Commission to quell any doubts. And for that, I'll have to ask the two Nameless to visit the Shackling prison. No, I'm not imprisoning you. While you're there, I'll ask a judge in the Ten Lords Commission's Interrogation Division to record a detailed testimony with the karmic mirror from both of you. We'll fill in the gaps that weren't covered in the report and silence any protests within the Alliance.
I'm okay with that.
Worried that I might go back on my word and keep you in the Shackling prison? Relax. If I wanted to do that, you'd already be behind bars. Once you're done with your testimony, you're free to come and go as you please.
Hey, if the Merlin's Claw requests...
Oh, there's one more thing. This testimony is for silencing the voices of opposition within the Alliance. But I would like to urge General Jing Yuan to listen to the pleas of the Foxians on the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
So, you are here for Hule.
Exactly. Hule is locked up in the Loufu's Shackling prison. Since he is the broodlord of the Borisin, I want to transfer him onto the Xianzhou Yaoqing and imprison him there. The recent movements of the Borisin suggest they're planning something big, so we must act preemptively.
It makes sense to have the Foxians keep an eye on their arch-nemesis. Since you trust my judgment, I'll repay that trust.
Does
What do
the
you
Yao
think
Qing
about
have something similar to the Shackling prison?
I was worried this would turn into a heated argument. It seems like both of you are on the same page, solving each other's problems. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
And as for Hule, I'll send my Lieutenant Zhao Chou and Moza to check on his condition in prison and ready him for transport. If there are no more questions, shall we get this started?
Alright, am I able to... Okay, I can control when I do that. Right before we hit the 4-hour mark, I think that we're going to call it there. trying to figure out like a good, like I feel like this is a pretty good March 7th team. Like the first turn is still going to be kind of painful because I have to get my heal up and I have to skill Sela and I have to skill Sela. But if you take a good look at some of these details here, oh, let me actually make that my active team. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with the light cone, of course. Yeah, there are going to be no debuffs on these anyway. Use their ultimate. Follow-up attacks ignore 24% damage. Yeah, that's not really helpful. Maybe sword play. Every time they deal damage. Or maybe even river flows in spring. That could work out. Speed and damage. But I might be oversaturated in damage because when I attach myself to a hunt character, then I do, oh no, that's an additional damage. Okay, that's actually better. Additional attack is actually perfect. Alright, so next time I stream this, might be tomorrow. I haven't done Tactics Ogre in a while. I'll probably do Tactics Ogre tomorrow. I would like to finish that game sometime this year. This is probably the best light cone I could get for her for now. Unless I do River Flows in Spring, upgrade this equipment, and then use this in order to increase the speed of Sela, which is basically what Hani was doing anyway. And March is also completely SP positive because you just skill the first turn, and then that's it, you're done. So yeah, this could work out, I think. I think this will be a good team for her. I will farm up some materials and traces and whatnot off stream. And then we will continue with the story going into the Shackling prison next time we play this, which likely will be Wednesday, I guess.
You can't change it no matter how hard you try.
We'll figure it out. But if you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care and goodbye.